right, yeah, and we're live. We are live.
Yay. So I'm back, everybody, after a very long, month-long 2 weeks.
Right, right. But we had
Month-long 2 weeks.
we kept it rolling. We had some great 2 episodes while Ira was traveling, and today's episode, oh man, super excited. We have an
Yeah.
awesome guest here, an illustrious guest here. We have Maven Muse, the director of operations and a secretary for none other than Guapcoin Foundation. Ira, why don't you kind of just lead Maven in with Guapcoin, how we got Maven here today, because it
Yeah.
kind of connects to interview that we had some weeks ago.
So as you understand, everything that we are doing here at Black Tech Futures Media, this is episode 12, by the way, everything that we're doing here is designed to educate our community, educate the culture, bring Black and Brown people into the conversation and beyond. We want to prepare you for more than just the next 10 years, more than just the next 20 years. We want to build legacy here at Black Tech Futures Media. And that is part of the reason why we have invited Guap Coin. And we are so honored and so happy to have you guys with us. Every week we're talking about NFTs. Last week we talked about, Jamil had an amazing debate on cryptocurrency, whether it's a fad or the future. And then prior to that, we had Kimura's Cultural Corner talking about building Black-ish, building Black stuff and making sure that we as a people understand right here in Hartford that we want to make sure that people have access. Needless to say, before that, we had Kamani Harrison of the Key Bookstore, who accepts what? She accepts
Wow. Yeah.
Guap. Yeah.
She's actually one of our first merchants to accept Guap,
Nice.
publicly and alive. We've had a lot of exchange happening within the Guap community. Let's say before we were on exchanges, people were accepting Guap. I want to say Tavana's son started paying his employees in Guap. And Key has been amazing. Like we got our first WordPress plugin. She was like, I tried that out.
Yeah.
We are Coin Famous. She was like, I got you. I'm gonna try that out. I'll give you feedback.
Nice.
Many of our core members, but just our community have purchased books. It's been seamless. She offers great customer service. And that's the thing that I love about our community. And even at looking at the merchants that were joining the campaign and things like that, I was like, oh, they got this. If there's any little shipping, error, I know that they're gonna, handle it great and people are gonna have a really great experience. And so we have a smart community, a professional community. The
beautiful community.
Yes, yeah, and like really just have been stepping up, offering their expertise. And I mean, literally like, hey, I'm thinking, and it's a DeFi community, right? This is not I need to ask someone permission to do X, right? This is, in order for this community to continue to flourish, everyone has to be a part of the process. And so people are really stepping up with their skills. They're, looking at different use cases. We have a game that's actually going to be built out for Guap, one of the first. We actually offered a scholarship to that business, which is one of the things that, the Guap Foundation is about, and was really a part of their early mission when Savannah with her vision for Guapcoin. So, Guap it's the crypto for the culture, right? It's crypto for the culture. It's for us, by us, it's to empower us.
Tell us specifically that I read somewhere that Guap is designed to amplify economic impact in the Black community.
Definitely.
What does that mean and how does that work?
So you talked about two things. You talked about legacy, and and we talked about blockchain because we were talking before we got on here, right? So you guys might not have heard we were talking about two things, but so we are on our own blockchain, right? Which means that we have control of our data. Wealth is one thing, power is a whole other thing. And
That's
so
right.
that is power, and data is king. Like all of this stuff you think has value right now, there's really nothing more valuable than data. And then from a legacy standpoint, we have masternodes in our community, which is just, we are a treasury. We're printing money, right? Those that support the blockchain, not only do we offer block rewards, but we also have staking rewards as well. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
may
yeah.
not have a masternode, but if you have 1,000 coins that you put in a wallet, then you will start to attract staking rewards. So there are, and so when we talk about legacy, these masternodes are going to be around way past us having conversations, right? This is what you pass on to your children, or whomever you choose. So Guap is not a fly by night. It's not a fad. This is not a scam. We are here for generations to come. And by having these masternodes, for a lot of people in the community, there was a situation that happened where, because we're on coin payments, other merchants, as they come online, they get to choose to accept Guap. And so in that choice, a few people found a merchant that is accepting Guap that is integrated with like Amazon, Walmart, all of those spaces. And so because of that, it really hit home for people having this masternode what this meant. Like, I can use this to build my dream house. I can use this to start a new business. For me, I was looking at my food bill during COVID, like,
Right.
it can offset, some of the things that you pay for on a regular basis, and so it just like you get mining rewards with Bitcoin, right? When the miners
Right. I was just going to ask, is it that same concept when you are a master node for Guap? Is it the same concept as mining? Because a lot of people, when they think of just nodes and master nodes, they kind of get confused, but they have a basic understanding of what mining is for Bitcoin, right?
Right. So it's like that, but it's not like that, because first of all, we don't have the heavy footprint that proof of work has, right? We are a proof of stake, yeah, we're definitely not trying to create that type of impact on the environment. Not only that, what people don't usually understand is that Bitcoin was not supposed to be monopolized the way that it is currently, right? This was supposed to be something that you could actually do from your laptop. I started out folding. So I've been in the crypto space for a minute now. Like, this is not, a new thing. I didn't start with Guapcoin in 2018. And the reason that I could understand the masternodes is because I used to fold for Stanford University and Qcoin. And what blew my mind is when I started doing that, which I want to say was like in 2015.
Would you mind before carrying on, just briefly explaining what folding is for?
I'm going to tell you what both of them is.
Beautiful.
So that's, I was able to see what the genius in the proof of stake for Guapcoin. Folding is another form of what is called mining. It's using your computer, right? And that's what proof of stake is. It's using the computer power. So Bitcoin was supposed to be like one man, one laptop, right? You can set up your little mining rig and you get your block rewards, and everyone is getting that. And it's just, we're beating hyperinflation. There's a passive, stream of income, all of those things, right? And it's the process of having a node, or even when they're doing the proof of work, is it is security one for the blockchain. It supports making sure that all of these packets or information is dispersed on various computers. So there's no single point of attack, right? And in our community, that has been a thing, right? Where you can identify a leader, or that I have masternodes that has all of the data that our blockchain holds. There are over 1,000 other people that does as well, right? And so folding is a form of proof of stake using the computing power to provide a process. For Stanford University, it was actually to find cures for certain diseases, right? In terms of Guapcoin, we have the master nodes, and they actually support the transaction. So when you stake also, it supports transactions moving from wallet to wallet, the speed at which they do that. You can't even compare Guapcoin to a lot of coins, but I definitely would say the ones that most people talk about, right, which is the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the Litecoins. We are faster, we are definitely cheaper to move, and we are a currency. I would not want to do a transaction with someone that I don't know, right, on the street with Ethereum. We're going to be standing there looking at each other for, 30, 40 minutes, and then we pay the grip to do it, right? Not to say anything. I think Ethereum, I've always been an avid supporter of Ethereum's platform. We actually started out on
I was just gonna add that. So the founder of Guapcoin, Savannah Evans.
Yes.
So when she's been in tech,
Yes.
she's a pioneer.
Yes, she ain't new to this.
She ain't new to this. She's true to this. So she ain't just come out the gate. Oh, crypto. No, guys. No. But yeah, she understood the importance of why Guap needed to just be on its own as much as possible. So you guys did start on the Ethereum blockchain network at first, but then she said, no, we need more. More of our own thing. So you guys, and please clarify for the audience. She pretty much took the code that resembled a Dash and then kind of built on top of that.
Okay, so yes, so Dash is a software fork or soft fork of Bitcoin, right? Technically, we are a soft fork of Pivots. Okay, which Pivots is a soft fork of Dash. So Dash or Pivots, Dash is, I want to say, the first proof of stake coin. So for the most part, you're a soft fork of that. But we are closely related to the Pivots protocol, even though Pivots is an anonymity coin, we are not. And that was, very early out the gate, a decision to not do that. Or, to have those privacy parts of it. Savannah, visionary.
Yes, she is.
Right? Visionary. I would say that what I relate to her in is the passion, right, for our community. This is not a project that had seed rounds and millions of dollars or any of those things. It's not like she started raising in 2014 when they were giving out all the money that kind of created these 2016, 2017 projects. This is someone who understood the impact of keeping and circulating. That's the other part of legacy and empowerment that you asked about for our community. Is circulating the dollar within our community. The dollar leaves our community very quickly. Right? Some people say 6 hours. Some people might even say 6 minutes, because we don't control the verticals, right? We do, for the most part. Now, I'm seeing a lot of amazing companies, that are offering SaaS and, real infrastructure or different verticals within our community that we can start keeping the money within our community. Now, if you put Guapcoin on top of that, not only are we circulating our own dollar, but now we have the data behind it.
Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah, definitely. And so, and then we also have to understand that there's a study that says that in 2053, I want to say that the median income for the Black community, if you use that word, would be 0. And then they say about 20 years later, the brown community follows. And so we are on a super mission to make sure that that's not a reality, right? And when you have tools, because that's what you need is tools, right? In order to get things done. And also an understanding, overstanding, awareness, right? And so Guap is definitely a tool towards making sure that we circulate our dollar within our community, that if we have the data behind what is happening in our community, that we empower not only our community but our merchants, that we offer resources. We've been, we as a people, regardless of what other people want to say, we have a way of dealing with each other, right? We have a way that we care for each other. And so unlike other communities, we don't have you know, the scamming or people coming into our Telegram group, you know, trying to, you know, shake people down for coins or anything like that. It's really a, you know, how can I help you? Oh, you know, your masternode is online, do this, go here. Like, it's really a supportive environment. It's a place that you know, you can feel confident when you're talking to someone that they have, you know, the interests of the community, they have your interests in mind. That's something that, you know, I kind of have my missions when I'm, you know, in the core meetings. One of them is definitely education. That will tell you, I'm always like, but we can't forget the education piece. But I also, and legacy, that's another one that I'm like, all right, how we are ensuring, right, that for generations and generations this stays around. And then I'm always, you know, how we treat each other, right, being mindful of the spirit of Guap. You know, that would be, if there's a legacy that I leave behind when it comes to Guap, I think those probably would be my 3 pillars.
Hey, let me mention something. So what was it? Last year on my birthday, right? January 21st, 2020, the NASDAQ.com called Guapcoin the altcoin to watch in 2020, right? Why I'm excited about it is because we need to build and think beyond the next 10, the next 20 years. We need to be thinking like folks who have resources the next 100 years, because we need to be thinking about our great grandchildren, and not only our great grandchildren, but our children's great grandchildren, right? And so when I think about, I was looking just the other day, and this was yesterday, I believe, Naja Roberts,
The
with
Black Wall Street.
Right, Black Wall Street, was talking about buying Satoshis. She said buy 1 million Satoshis.
Yes.
And now you have, what is it, half a Bitcoin?
I don't know if you would have half a Bitcoin.
Something like that, yeah.
The Black Wall Street Project and Hill Harper, they were actually here in Brooklyn on Sunday, and we of course went down to support. And I myself just wanted to be clearer about, you know, what their message is. And what I recognize is that, you know, they are definitely giving clarity, because one of the things that happens is people say to me, oh, this is a new language, like I don't understand what you're saying, right? And so I believe that, and this is my opinion, first of all, before I say this, that they, by having that singular message, it allows people to look into Bitcoin and learn more.
Yeah.
It's something that is palatable, like it's a bite size. You know, we're talking about a possibly around $500, right? And we get to understand fractional value. Yeah. Right. And so it's not going to be Bitcoin in the future. A lot of people are like, oh, but I can't afford a Bitcoin. It's right now it's about $42,000 as of this conversation.
And slipping.
You know, yeah, 2 weeks, great. Everything is on sale right now. I'm just like,
that's how I look at it.
Right. Yeah, everything is on sale right now. It's about $500, right? And so understanding that in the future, or really the now, I people keep talking about the future like this thing is off. We are in the virtual world.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not coming. It's here. It's here.
It's here. It's here. It's been here. We're in the virtual world. But we're going to be utilizing Satoshis and the value of that and scarcity. And the fact that if you understand certain markets, right? So let's talk about the stock market, and let's say you have 100 shares of XYZ stock, right? You can take that XYZ stock and you can put it up for sale, right? In what's called options. And you can say, let's say XYZ stock is trading at $10. You're going to put up a strike price of $20, right? And someone may be attracted to that and they believe XYZ stock is going to go to $20. How if it doesn't, or if it does, right, they first have to pay you a premium just to say and have the option, if it gets to that point, to buy it at the price that you're selling it. Right. However, you had to have those 100 stocks. And so that's the same thing. More than likely, depending on how this goes, because there's a scarcity model, that people are going to, banks, especially as they're coming into this, we have all of these futures markets, options markets, you know, currency markets of Forex and things like that are coming online. There are notes and all kind of things that are being created around these assets, right? And so we have the shares. That's the great thing. Like for myself as a masternode holder, there's no one that has the Guap coin distributed between these persons that have the coin. That's where the coin is coming from. So if we're going on exchanges, I get to put up some of my coins on the exchange for people to buy. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's one of the things that I got from their message is having, because, and while since we have people here, the most important thing that you can probably take away from this, and is really a part of the message of buying Satoshis and actually having them, is please do not think that if you are participating in cryptocurrency on some of these platforms, i.e. Robinhood, PayPal, and some of the other ones, that there is crypto there. There is not. It is not, there's no cryptocurrency. If you do not have a wallet for you to move that crypto into your possession, whether it's into what we call a hot wallet, right? Or a cold wallet or a hard wallet, there is no crypto. You are participating in the value. And I've run into a lot of people recently, really intelligent people who are like, yeah, I'm in this coin on this platform. And I'm like, you might, if it goes up and down, you can cash out, but there's no crypto. And so that's the other part of the message that I think is really important, that Naja and Hill Harper and they're doing the app, which they, have built out and own. And so ownership, right? Just like us being on our own blockchain, empowering the dollars, circulating it within our community, just learning best practices, right? If you know better, you do better. And so for me, that's why I would like, I know we're pushing it for the kids, and the kids definitely need to get this because they're going to build it out. But we have a lot of wealth of knowledge from life experience, right? If you've worked in certain industries, you participated in certain financial markets and assets, you have experience, and bringing that to this space is important, right? Because if you understand it, now you can create more within the ecosystem, and we can be more empowered and more sovereign and independent, because we were here when these financial systems were being created, and they definitely were not created with our interests in mind.
And we're in a turning point right now in terms of financial literacy. I feel like a lot of people are at least starting to understand just the importance of what traditional financing looks like, in terms of, just knowing how to control your own money, knowing how to leverage credit. And now I feel like the next step here is going to be DeFi, decentralized finances, where it's going to be, you're completely free as long as you have the education, which I think is the most important thing. Just understanding what you're getting yourself into, doing enough research to at least, get started, because we know that, crypto can be scary when people start hearing blockchains, public ledgers, nodes, folding. Oh, right. We know it's
new language.
Don't feel like you have to understand all of it just to get into the space, just to get a wallet. These are very simple things. And guys, do not let that go over your head. What Maven just said. A wallet. When you have your own wallet, you have your own bank. You don't have your own wallet, you don't have control over it. All my Dogecoin, Doge buddies that are on Robinhood, how are you going to spend that Doge, bro? You can't. All right, you can't.
Crypto is not just, and that's what people need to understand, right? It's not just a currency, right? And there are different types of crypto. First of all, there's stable coins, there's, utility tokens, all stuff, but we're speaking about currency, right? So it's not just a currency, it's also a payment processor. So you don't need the PayPals and the Cash Apps to get it from your wallet to the other person. You need the wallet, and that provides everything. And that's why you need to have your coins, right? So you spoke about the DeFi space. If you had your actual Dogecoin, since everyone is into this, you could take those Dogecoins and either stake them and get more staking rewards because you actually have the coin. Or one of the greatest things that is happening within the lending space, in the DeFi space, is the lending spaces and the farming, right? And so now you can put up your coins as collateral, lend them out. The interest rates is way,
like you got 1 to 5%, which is insane and accessible to us.
It's more
which is
than
the
1 to
most
5%. It's way more than 1 to 5%.
That's more on like these stable coins that I see. Like,
Yes.
that's like 1 to 5%. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and it used to be before people started coming into the space, the interest rates were even crazier, like, but yeah, even a stable coin, if you can take your, USDT and you can put it in your account and you can make 1 to 5% when your bank is giving you negative interest rates.
Mhm.
Why is your money still in the bank? Oh, wait, I ain't say that.
Well, you know what? Let me correct myself, right? 1 to 5% on actual loans, DeFi loans.
Right.
Yeah,
and that for us is amazing. Having the ability to go to, let's put it this way. If you had the ability to go to the bank and fund your Black-owned or brown-owned business at a low interest rate that was guaranteed, this is not, maybe you'll get it. This is not the disrespect we often get as Black and brown community in these banks and in the financial system as it exists. This is
because of humans, right?
Because of humans, right? but the funny, because of certain kinds of humans, somehow are empowered through the financial systems that we are all familiar with. And the cool thing to remember is this: we have had experience in the financial system for generations, but unfortunately, for the majority of us, the experience is that it's not equitable, it's not accessible, and it's very difficult to, as Black women, for example, we are the ones who are creating businesses the fastest, and we're creating the most. But however, especially because of 2020 and how disruptive it was to the world financial markets, we have been hit the hardest being able to maintain and sustain our businesses. And money that we're being told all the time, as a Black woman, as a Black-owned business, as a queer-owned business, as a this-owned business, as Latino people, here's some money. Who's winning all that free money that came out in quote unquote 2020 for us? Where is the money going? Because I'm hearing that it's out there, but I'm not seeing the result. Like 50 different Black-owned businesses got all this money. 50 different Latino businesses got all this money. I'm hearing that it's out there, but I'm not seeing the result that we need to get. And what we're saying simply, if you want to be able to access money, whatever we agree money is, and I think that that's the education too. The dollar, the yen, all of these currencies are agreements. They're social agreements. We're just suggesting to you, here's an agreement through Guapcoin that tells you, if you're a Black and brown owned business, you have access. Here you go.
Definitely. Guap is good money, good
money
for all people, right? It's good money. And just to clarify, I was saying that if you put up your money to lend, you can get more than that. And what you're speaking about is being on the other side of it, is that you don't have to be hit with these predatory rates. And that's another thing that I know the Black Wall Street's mission and message that they were also talking about. And listen, these biases, and this is why the other part of our mission with the Guap Foundation is getting into tech, because these same biases that we experience in the real world, AI is online. And the people that have been programming AI don't really look like us. They don't really understand our communities. And so it's really important that we have a voice and that we are active in this space, because we can thwart those biases, right? You can get online, you can create a business, what you look like, who you are is not necessary as much as a factor as when you walk inside that commercial bank, right? And they're looking you over and asking these questions. However, there are some gaps, there are some racial inequities that are happening within, especially when you start getting into the AI side of it, if we don't address it now. And so we get to, if you start to understand the language, definitely get involved with the Guap community, definitely download a wallet, right? Whether it's on your desktop or mobile, and just, join the conversation wherever that is. Like, Guap is here, but there are a lot of great projects out there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great projects out there.
we're at the end of our show, and you had another comment you wanted to make about a project that you're doing, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave people hanging on that one.
Yes.
Because we definitely want to bring you back to talk about NFTs in the way that we were discussing earlier. What I do want to mention is, can you tell people how they can learn more about Guapcoin and where?
Yeah, so we have the guapfoundation.org website, which is an awesome place to go. We have Guap Academy, where you can get your education on. You could even sign up to be an instructor on the Guap Academy. There are some courses and some vetting that gets to happen there. There's a dev lab. Of course, you definitely want to go to guapcoin.org. We have a Telegram group that's kind of been a point of entry for many people, which is Guapcoin on Telegram.
I just joined this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the Facebook group. So we have a page on Facebook, as well as we have a group that's really quite active. Facebook is probably the place you might be able to catch me. I want to say I had a great time. This is definitely the first time that I've ever been live on Facebook. I am usually way behind the curtain.
Oh, well, that's
we were talking about you being the wizard. Way behind the curtain.
Yeah, but this is my passion. Ira, when you called me yesterday, your personality is infectious. I am really glad to have met you today, Jamil, and I'm all the best to you guys, and you guys have such a great spirit, and I am really just honored to be here.
You know what? Before we leave, thank you so much, and I want to say a special thank you and give her flowers to Vanya Evans, a mom of 8. I don't know how she does it. She teaches in the academy. She does everything. And she's been all over the news lately. Guapcoin has been all over. You guys were in Forbes. You guys were, I mean, come on. You guys are killing it. And I'm loving it.
NBC, Black Enterprise.
Yeah.
You guys are
honored to have you. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time. This was such an awesome conversation that we had. We definitely hope to just keep having these great conversations with you in the near future, when as more and more great things come from Guapcoin. Guys, please let us know what you think about Guapcoin. Let us know, comment, tell us how you feel about it. Definitely look into Guap Foundation, get educated, research. If you don't know anything about crypto and you're Black or brown, you need to look into Guapcoin. Like just look into Guapcoin. Even if you don't know anything about crypto, just look into it. Maven seems like someone who could just absolutely talk to you in layman's terms to just really understand. And I can see that their education and academy reflects that as absolutely well. Guys, have a great morning. www.nftcreativetraders.com to catch all our episodes. Until next week.
Absolutely.
Maven, have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.